Hey everyone, for today's video, a lot of you have asked for a step-by-step demo. So I'm just going to draw and talk about it, you watch, and we'll see if we can't come up with a kind of process that makes sense. So I'm going to start with, here's the materials you're going to need. I mean, just a piece of paper for now. It's not going to go in a museum, so just get something with enough space. I've got a Bic, just regular old pen. Then if we're doing something, let's say we're going to do a red car, I'm going to need a bunch of different colored red markers as well as your standard black, and if you have a chance to get some gray, cool gray, warm gray markers, these always come in handy to help with the depth and the color sort of thing. So you're definitely going to need those. Also, my new pastel chalk. So your chalk is how you're going to be shaving it down and using your Weeble pads to apply a lot of that color later. A brush to brush things off, cool, okay, and then our gouache for the white highlights at the very end. So those are the things that you are going to need. So let's just start, and I know a lot of you have asked me about perspective. I don't do this anymore. But, with the horizon line and the perspective, this is how in art class, they sort of teach you about it. So the way I learned was, definitely remember, draw with your elbow, get those ellipses going for your wheel, and then imagine, 3 or 4 wheel lengths to the rear wheel. Now this is pretty small. This is going to cramp my style a little bit, but that's okay. So imagine, like, if you're standing up, obviously when we draw concept cars, we're drawing the wheels bigger, cooler. They always strip out a lot of those really slick elements when they go to production. But, just imagine that there's 3.5 wheel lengths here between the wheels, and that this is going to come up here, and this is going to be the front of our car. So, I mean, you can see we kind of have a box, right? And if the roof line is here, just imagine that, it's going back to the horizon line, coming up to here. See, so we're sort of making a box, a perspective box. So you don't have to do this, but let's just go ahead. So let's say we're going to make some kind of cool looking minivan-ish thing. Can we do that? We're going to make a tricked out minivan. Okay, you with me? That's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to lay down some of the window lines. It's going to have some just completely ludicrous aspects to it. We'll make it real kind of swoopy, do a lot of curves in here. Maybe we'll have a kind of bubble door kind of scenario. I'm not really sure where this is going, but let's just go with that. And then for our wheels, we'll keep the bubble theme going. We'll trick that out later. I know it looks like a flower, just don't judge me. Okay, we'll come back. All right, so so this is a good start, and you can see here in the front I'm bringing some curves around, even though the perspective line is flat. Let's go ahead and bring some curves this way. That'll be our light. We've got our wheel well. We've got a cool like air intake thing up here, like that. Roof line. Now, if we were working on vellum paper, we would flip this thing over and retrace it to make sure we were getting those lines right. Then we would do it another time and another time and pretty much forever. So I know perspective is going to be off, but you know what? I don't care, because this is just a demo. So have fun with it. Let's add an intake back here just because, and let's imagine the door handles are there. And maybe we'll give like a weird little 90s spoiler kind of thing to it. All right, so there's a little bit of a outline. This will work for today, so let's just move ahead. Now remember, the wheels are really one of the toughest parts. Everyone struggles with that. I get it. Mine are already off, I can tell. But what we would want to do at this point in the Bic sketching stage is flip it over and draw it on the other side. So we'll go ahead and do that just because it's a good habit to get into, and we'll see just how far off we were. So you can faintly see the outline here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to lay down as much ink, but I am going to make the wheels bigger gonna bring this around like that. I'm gonna flare out this bottom panel a little bit more. Keep the front pretty much the same. I think we got way too much like hood bulge going on here, so let's bring that roof line down like that. We'll still try to keep some of the bubbly aspects to it, and maybe, yeah, we'll still keep the 90s spoiler in there. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is bring this front back in a little bit. That was a bit much, so we'll get to these details later. Man, this hood is weird. It looks like a giant booger tumor thing on the front, but you know what? We'll let's just leave it for now. Okay. So there we go. Maybe let's exaggerate these wheels. Let's get them a little deeper like that, and we'll do a kind of concave, you know, kind of thing like that. That's a fancy word that means bowl. All right, so let's just go ahead and move along with this. You can see a little bit we've improved on the design. I still think there's something wonky going on with the hood here, so let's see if we can't bring that down a little bit, and we'll figure out what to do with it later. Maybe we got something here, here, and there. Okay, works for me.